Today, I will try to give an overview on site reliability engineering. So, when I say site reliability, that means we have a product, okay, and that product needs to be monitored. That product needs to be observed so that it is reliable 24 by 7. Our end users are not getting impacted. That could be because of its latency, that could be because of its error rate, that could be because of its um, there are like many sort of, I would say, traces, logs, matrix, like many. It's infinite, but we should be aware about what is creating an impact and what is an anomaly that could create an impact in near future, because it is happening something unusual. So we have deployments. In the deployment, we have multiple strategies. That could be blue green deployment, that could be A B testing to test two version of a same application, and that could be a rollout deployment, like we are maybe an upgrade patch we want to roll out to the entire cluster. These sort of are the strategies. Let's say in the production recently, there is a feature which is got deployed, but because of that feature deployment, our customer are facing issue. They are facing latency while loading the application, while visualizing, or while doing any sort of activity which an end user is using from that application. In that case, either it could be fixed by doing some change in the infrastructure, by doing capacity planning, or by restarting, reimaging, or scaling, or maybe doing some fix. That could be hot fix, like this, that on immediate basis we fixes that issue. Let's say we are unable to fix that issue once we receive through the observability system that our customer are experiencing so many issues, right? So there could be the another option, that is to revert the changes. Now we want our application to have the previous version, because it require more regression testing in the test environment, or in the internal environment. It requires more testing. That's why real user is facing issue and we were unable to track it in our uh, lower environment. Now, this is a scenario. This is how we deploy the changes. This is how we make sure that our customer is using the new feature without any interruption. It's not he's facing latency because of some new feature which we have updated in our application. So that should be reliable enough. Now, for the reliability, let's say we have a global customer. Our customer is in North America, our customer is in, let's say, Brazil, our customer are in Poland, our customer are in Germany, or in Asia. Uh, Pacific, we have in Australia, we have, like, it's a global presence of our customer is sitting and using our services for which they are paying us, right? So there should be some application that could be like Dynatrace, or maybe Thousand Ties, one of the tool which keeps in the name itself, it's like Thousand Tie. So it will keep on testing globally in any of the country. If our application we are unable to access, it will throw an error like at this second, at this minute, this application is not opening. So that is a kind of high level monitoring. It's not about other things, it's about the application itself is not you know is not able to process. So that is one. Then we have subcategories. Let's say the application is working fine, but a specific feature, let's say that could be in the data source, there is a problem in connecting to different data sources we have, right? That could be that issue. So now this is about the site reliability engineer role, that this team makes sure that if any deployment which took place, it should not create any problem in the production. That is the responsibility of an site reliability engineer, and that team will make sure to take decision of to revert the changes or to fix on immediate basis without impacting more number of users. Okay, that could be specific to a country, there is some issue, or maybe maybe like in half of the country we are getting this issue. So that needs to be analyzed, and that decision will be backed by this team. Now there is another team in under site reliability engineer, that is live site engineer. Now the role of a live site engineer is to make sure the incidents which we are getting from infra or from application, that could be, let's say, we have our infrastructure in Azure, right? So in Azure we have Azure Redis cache, that is for instant access, for easy access for our application. It is getting the capacity, we need more capacity, as the number of users are more now, or maybe the capacity itself is about to fill. So that needs to be scaled, that needs to be upgraded to a higher version. So we have to increase the quota so that we can accommodate more number of users. And there is another, like we have backend servers, right? We have our front end servers, we have our DB servers. So these servers needs to be monitored, they needs to be scaled, they needs to be reimaged, they needs to be restarted, not all at once, but it's like if there is an issue in the particular server, then that needs to be fixed then and there. Similar thing goes with a database also. Like in Azure, we have Azure SQL databases. So that SQL databases, that could be like there is more number of users who are coming and coming onto our platform or using the application. So it needs more capacity. For that, we need to increase the tier of our existing SQL DB. And also, let's say our capacity is fine, but the customer is using very complex query, and because of that query, there is a long running stuck in our DB, and because of that is stuck, the another requests are getting impacted. So we need to kill that long running query, right? So that is one of the part. And also in some applications, like we have in a server, we have multiple applications running. So maybe a particular process is consuming more of the memory or more of the CPU, right? So that needs to be investigated, why this particular application or this particular process is consuming more resources. So for the investigation, we need to take the dump of the particular process, so that, and that we need to upload in a some solution that could be like, we have Azure Watson to have the dump for further investigation, so that the network storage or infra team, or there are many other teams, they can have a look on to the dump at this particular time, what went wrong, that this matrix went so high. That is one. Similarly, we have a kind of a management of the a dashboard, because we have to manage the dashboard. It should be what we say, it should be acknowledged well in time, and it should be assessed properly, like which particular incident needs to be prioritized, because there are some incidents which are okay, we can, they will not ignore those incidents, but that is like if we will not cater them immediately, then it will not gonna impact much, because that was just transient issue that we can investigate, but that is later. But if something, let's say a query is stuck, so that is like all the users will get impacted, so it needs to be mitigated immediately. So those sort of things, we have decision making while we are, working on the incident. Now, um, we also have, let's say we have a database, and due to the resource constraint, we were having a less number of resources, and we were unable to upgrade the tier of the databases within time. In that case, it will stuck, because it will not process anything now, even it will not be processing the tier also. So for that, what we have to do, we have to do the fail over to the de-aeration, so that needs to be taken care. So all these are the things which a site reliability engineer makes sure, that he sits in a war room, he coordinate with different team, and he or she makes sure that everything is reliable, and our users are able to use our applications without getting blocked, or without getting bad experience. So this is the role of live site engineer and the site reliability engineer.